Hello, my friends. Hello to a very exciting session that we are all waiting for. It's overdue, I know, and we're looking forward to having our new guest live and answering all the sets of questions I have received from you. Let me see if I can look up our guests, and here we go. Looking forward to having him. Hello, Musa. Waiting for you to join. Hope you are as ready and excited as we are. Hello, hello to our new session with our guest. May I ask you please to turn your camera?
Look, the issue is that, please give me 1 second because I adjusted the...
Yes, excellent. Take your time. I'm going to start the introduction. Meanwhile, people would have joined. We're looking forward to start. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to session 80 of In a Corporate World, Are You Corporate Material? What started as a daily tip few months back ended a series. We have a lot more that we're gonna share with you, and I have many guests waiting as well to be with us. But today, I have a very special guest with me here. He is here to awaken our attention to a very important topic in our day-to-day life, body language. Whether we like it or not, our body language speaks for us and with us. It is a very important tool that can make or break a discussion, a relationship, and a partnership. More importantly, our body language at times reflects thoughts we do not want to say or share. Are you aware of the components of body language? Are you aware of the mixed signals your body language can send or say unwillingly? Can our body reflect a lie? And can our eyes detect a lie? Well, we will highlight those points and much more, understanding towards the importance of body language with our guest today. Let me introduce our guest. We are here with the body language expert, Mr. Musa Abi Faisal, and it's the last time I call you Mr. tonight. After that, we'll be very close friends. He will share with us his expertise on nonverbal communication and lie detection. Who is Faisal Abi Musa? Let me tell you. He's from Beirut. He's a body language and lie detection expert. He has a passion for self-development for over 15 years, experience in sales and business development for more than 10 years. He's a trainer and coach for body language and for people who on how to use body language techniques to achieve their success in their professional and personal life. And this is so important, okay? It's both. Body language speaks for everything. Help me welcome our guest, Musa Abi Faisal. Musa, hello again. Now I'm going to leave the floor for you to introduce yourself with a bit more before I start the tons of questions I received.
Okay, you are hearing me well?
Very well.
Okay, excellent. Hello, Badiaa. Hello for all people who are watching us now. Thank you for this great introduction. Well said. I am Musa Abi Faisal. I have experience in body language training and coaching around 4 years. with 15 years passion with self-development. I'm coming from the world of sales and business development. It was my main motivation to go and study body language from more than 7 or 8 years, as I see that people have a lot of technical knowledge, but they are not able to convince others. This what
Excellent.
I'm saying about this. This one. The second that I see that people are really very qualified in the corporate world, but they are not able to go up the ladder. As people that are, they didn't have such much qualification and are able to be in the higher of the ladder.
Excellent.
Always I myself and trying to see how these people are behaving, how they are talking, how they are walking, how they are handling the meeting, and there is something a secret sauce in their communication style. It's more about technical details, it's more about technical experience in management or in products or in finance. It depends on the major of or on the type of the organization.
Okay. We're going to start, as we say, from scratch.
Yes.
I have a set of questions for you to help transfer the message to our guests and help them to our audience and help them hopefully one day will be standing on stage in a university and talking to everyone. What is body language in general?
In general, body language is the mirror to our psyche. This is in general. To go more deep, it's a reflection of our feelings, our cultural background, our experience, our thoughts, our education level. It's all about this. We show this or we observe this in facial expressions, in body position, in everything related to the body, what we can see, and also
Okay.
in the tone of.
When we say body language, what are the components or the sections under body language that we're going to cover?
Body language, we have the micro expressions, which are the facial expressions, and we have, as we said, micro expressions are the teeny expressions of the face. They show on our face with less than 1 second, triggered from our emotional brain and unconscious mind. And it's very hard for a person to control these feelings. They reflect our deep feelings about the subject we are talking about.
Exactly.
And we have the macro expressions, which are hand movements, body positions, feet movements, all the movements which are bigger than the micro expression.
Voice. Do we head as well toward communication?
About the voice, the tone of voice. Under the voice, we have the volume, we have the tonality, we have the pitch, we have the articulation. We have many components under the voice. But the most important for the voice is to be deep, to reflect trust and confidence. Wow. When we listen to deep voice like, let's say, Morgan Freeman, he gives us this security because we'll have on unconscious level the feeling, the parental feeling related to our father.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What is the importance of body language in communication?
Okay. Referring to Dr. Albert Mehrabian, in communication, we have 7% only as value in our message for the word, 38% for the voice, for the tone of voice, and 55% for body language. And this formula is not constant. It depends on the situation. Sometimes it's up to 100% for body language. Let's say two people who are in a love relation, sitting in public space. For the people who are observing these two persons, they will know they are in a love relation from their how they are behaving,
Yeah.
how they are mirroring each other body language. When you are talking on the phone, it will be not only 38%, will be around 90%. The tone of voice, the volume, what to say, the pitch, and also the speed, the tempo.
Yeah, the phone and voice is something I'm coming to later on. I want a specific more information about that. I want to talk about the importance of body language when sitting in an interview, because today I asked people, specifically those applying for interviews, and remember there are two sections here. You have the virtual interview and you have the face-to-face interview. If we can please speak about those two, because it's really important and it's, as we say, our life today.
To keep our body hydrated is very important for the brain to function in the right way. The water will connect the right brain with the left brain.
Excellent point. Sure. So does that mean we should be hydrated enough before we go to a meeting?
Sure, and we also it will be good if we have a small bottle of water always.
We always do.
Yes.
Okay. We head to our interview. We have the virtual, we have the face-to-face. How important is body language when sitting an interview?
Body language is more than 95%. In interview for a new person to be more than 95%.
And how should a person act during an interview, whether it's face-to-face or it's virtual? I want both, and I want what is it that what we should do and what we should not do.
Okay, we start by face-to-face interview.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, in the waiting room, it's very important to sit and to have a relaxed posture. If we are using our phone while we are waiting, it's very important not to close our body and look to the phone all the time. When you are doing this, we are decreasing our energy level and sending information to our unconscious mind that we are down. It's very important to sit very relaxed way, and we can use our phone to keep our body open.
Wow.
This is the first point. When entering to the interview, it's very important that from we see the interviewer, we always have a straight body, to walk in confidence, to have both feet on the earth, to walk not in rush and not in slow pace, to keep eye contact, to keep the smile, to do a equal handshake, not to be very firm and not to be very loose in the same time, and all the time keep the eye contact and smile, very important. And to let the interviewer, the interviewee ask us to sit, not to sit before him. And while sitting, it's very important to sit and have straight body position like this, not to cross our hands, not to look away, to keep eye contact around 70% to 60%, not less than that, to keep the smile, to avoid fidgeting in our fingers.
I'm gonna add a very important point. Please dress comfortably. I always tell our students and the adults, when you're heading to an interview, dress very comfortably. When you put your clothes on at home, please don't make them tight, let them loose, especially men. Don't go to an interview with a very tight shirt for the buttons to open. And then when you go to an interview, before you leave the house, sit down in front of the mirror and see the length of the skirt, the size of the skirt. It should be to your size. It's not the day to look smaller. It's the day to look really comfy. And then please raise your hand If your tummy shows, change your shirt. Try to go forward, bend forward. If your back shows, please don't do it. And let me tell you, I'm going to disconnect you for a second. I was in an interview in Cyprus, and although I always teach people to sit comfortably and not to move, I decided to put my leg one on top of the other. It turned out the chair is not a stable chair, and I was gonna flip and fall, me and my chair. Okay, I knew how to save the day, but just saying, like, when you said we're gonna go back to you, how to put our legs and where to put our hands. Can we discuss that, please?
Yeah, exactly. To be our legs on the floor, to be on the shoulder width, not to close them. It's very important not to close them like this, our legs. We need to have an open body position to talk more comfortable. We can do the exercise alone to close our foot, our feet, and to try this exercise. And try to talk and to open them on the shoulder width and try to talk. And the second will be more comfortable for us. For the hands, it's very important not to cross them, not to put them like this as a barrier between the interviewees. To put the okay, and I recommend also to put them in a pyramid hand or a steeple hand like this, not on the mouth, not like this, like this, but to be on the how to say, less on the shoulder.
Don't let your hands cover your face.
Yes, like this in front of our chest, but not all the time, and we can put them aside.
Okay.
But very important not to sit like this and put our hands on the table like this. And the interviewer is in front of us.
I'm gonna add a small tip, Musa. Try to ask what is the setup before you go to an interview. It's important to you guys to know whether you're sitting at a table or an informal thing. I always do that before I go to a TV appearance. I tell them, tell me what's the setup. What's your call on that?
Not always available to ask like these questions because we receive the invitation by mail. If it's possible, it's okay. We can ask about this. But in general, we have to be ready for all the scenarios.
Exactly. That's why dress well. And then now we're going to hear what not to do in an interview.
Exactly. What not to do is to have like this, doing squinting, to cross our hands like this, to cross our legs, put one aside the other.
Okay.
These are very bad, not to be done. To avoid this. And always to have this attitude or to tilt our neck like this to the up, it will show very arrogant.
Okay, how about facial expressions?
Smiling. It's very important to smiling to avoid the contact like this. Very important, or discuss like this. This has to be avoided. And also there is an important thing that we have to be always to be honest with the interviewer because he will know when we are lying from his experience. Daily he is interviewing, let's say, 5 persons, and with his experience he will know when the person will start lying because his baseline will change.
Yeah, it's especially when they ask you the same question twice, once at the beginning, once toward the end, and you don't have the same answers. So as well, it's important. What can we understand from the interviewer body language about the outcome of the interview? At what point should we feel that they were interested or not interested, or it's just a formal or informal interview? What can we understand about that? What are the tips we can give the people, especially when they're going to interview?
to make it simple, at the end of the interview, we'll ask the interviewer, I will be shortlisted. Disregard what he will say in words to look on his face. If he smiles, will be shortlisted. If he says,
can you repeat the question, please? Can you repeat the question?
At the end of the interview, we can ask, I will be shortlisted for the next interview. We don't focus on what he will say to us. We'll focus on his facial expression. He will give us a facial expression regardless of the situation. It's out of his will. It's something from his unconscious mind. It will show in his face for less than 1 second. He will smile, or he will show us contempt like this. If he smiles, it will be shortlisted for sure. If we see contempt like this, asymmetric lip corners, will not be shortlisted. There is something he is hiding on us. Maybe there is someone better than us in his head. He will go for him. If he show us like this sadness, also will not be shortlisted because he has maybe some imagination or some expectation in his head. We didn't meet these expectations. Anger, he didn't like us. He has some anger towards us, or disgust, also the same. But anger is different because maybe he feels not comfortable with us if we see anger.
Okay. Outside the life during COVID, that is ruling the world today, can we discuss a bit the handshake? How can we show a... Go ahead.
Yes, we'll discuss about handshake, but we'll go after for the Zoom meeting. Also, it's very important to give some tips.
Okay.
Let's say handshake with the interviewer or with any person.
Okay, it has to be firm, not firm. Do you get the hand first, or you wait until they get their hand first? How does it happen? Do you bend with the handshake, or you stand still? Do you approach the person or not? Can we have more details on that?
Okay, I will talk about handshake. After I will talk about zone.
Okay.
For handshake, actually, when I approach a person, if he is older than me with high position, I wait for him. I keep an eye on his hand. You see, because some persons don't like to do handshake from, especially if the person I don't know, because he will initiate usually. If a person is younger than me or lower position, it's okay. I can initiate in my handshake. And very important to eye contact, to do a firm handshake, not to be very tough, bone crushing, and not to be very loose, the dry fish.
Okay.
To keep it for 3-4 seconds and to move our hand like this, and our handshake is to be like this. And not also very important that this finger not to enter here. It's the intimate zone of the other person. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, this finger not to enter the intimate zone because he will feel that we are feeling him. We are giving him a sign to his unconscious mind. Yes, it's out of the secret society and Masonic science. It's something different. But I am about because some people say highlight this issue. No, I'm saying about the handshake, right handshake, how has to be.
Okay. Yeah, that's important. It's a very important tip. Actually, that's the first time I pay attention to it. And it is truly important. You're absolutely right.
Handshake,
you want to have... Go ahead.
Eye contact, with a smile. Eye contact.
Okay.
With a smile. And if we see the person, he is away from us. When we are moving, we keep eye contact on him. Not to avoid eye contact. When we avoid eye contact, he will have the idea for less than 1 second that we are not confident.
Okay, exactly. We're gonna get to the facial expressions. Would you like to head to the facial expression now?
About?
Facial expression, when they roll their eyes, when they yawn, when...
Facial expression, we have to divide about facial expression. Actually, facial expressions are related to the 7 universal emotions, which are content, disgust, sadness, happiness, anger, disgust, and surprise.
Wow.
These are
Okay.
they are discovered by the first person who highlighted this was Darwin. Actually,
Okay.
using scripts and studies, he discovered that the animals, mammals, and the humans are showing the same expressions on their faces.
Okay.
Expressions except the contempt. Contempt, actually, we do it like this. We feel superior to the other person. From the rational brain, uh, the animal can do this, and the child, when his rational brain is not already nurtured, can do this also. When we see our child doing contact, we will know that he starts comparing that his rational brain is now functioning and is complete.
Musa, when we tell keep eye contact, are our eye contact and our head and our shoulders heading toward the interviewer or sideways?
Always we have to be towards the interviewer. If we can, if he is facing us a little to break this tension, we can turn a little our shoulder
Okay. But
to
basically,
break
the head should be looking
this.
forward.
Yes.
Okay. Can we discuss lies and body language? We always see in the movies how lies are detected by the way questions are answered. Is that only in the movies or it's accurate?
It's a statement analysis is accurate. To some level, it's accurate statement analysis, and actually the officer has interrogation skills. You know how what to ask and how to ask the person who is under suspicion.
Okay, is there a training for people to master their lies? I don't want to know that. I'll talk to you later. But is there like a skill? Is there skills people can do to master their lies? Because really, we have some truly expert people in lying.
How much they are experts, the person who can read the micro expressions, they can't go away. I will catch them immediately. Immediately, I
Really?
will catch them. Yes. Because how I will catch them? Because what they are saying will contradict their facial expressions and body language. Let's say
Okay.
I am happy to see you. I am happy to see you, and at the same time I show you anger for less than 1 second, like this, or squinting, or like this, disgust, or sadness. It is contradicting my body language.
Yeah, especially like when sometimes you talk to people and they try to answer you while turning their back, and you look at them and you say, I'm here. Like if you're avoiding me, like let's tell me, don't ask the question. Because this is something we always face when people don't want to answer us or tell us the truth. They turn their back to us while answering, or they keep on walking, and this is something really annoying.
Look, it depends on the
Okay.
situation, and there is a very important fact to tell. There is no special sign that the person is lying. What we have to do is to know about the situation, to know about his baseline, which are his usual habits of the person in the normal situation and the situation when he is under stress, and to compare his body language to his expression.
Okay, tell me, I'm going to ask you, blinking and lying, lowering your face and lying, avoiding eye contact and lying. I know it looks like you don't want to give me the answers on lying and detecting lies.
I'm giving what we are looking for. I'm giving the right answer. There is no sign that the person is lying. Let's say the Pinocchio effect. There is, if the person do like this, it's not the truth that he is lying. It could be he is lying, and could be his habit also.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying. Not blinking. Blinking is the regular person blink around 5 to 10 times per minute. If the person starts blinking, let's say around 100 times, because it could be stress, this person is under stress and he has, he's under stress because he's lying. Let's say you are the manager at work and you have an employee. When you ask him, he has this fear. He has this fear, always has this fear when you ask him. But when a person always confident and you ask him and he shows these signs of stress, for sure he is lying because we see a big change, a big shift in his baseline.
Excellent point. Excellent point. My next question, go ahead.
The blinking rate will be higher when we feel the stress because all our fluids and water will go to the kidney and go to our feet for us to run away. Actually, it's our mechanism.
Excellent point. Okay, Musa, my next question is related mostly now with the increase that is happening on remote sales, remote teaching, remote life, remote everything. I would like to discuss the voice and phone conversation, the voice and virtual life. What are the things people need to know about the importance of their voice during the virtual or remote phone and life and etc.?
The voice, how much is this, will be reflected trust and confidence. When we are talking, it will be good to talk around 140 words per minute. This will increase till, let's say, 180 and above. The listener will have an overload of information, not be able to catch all our words. And if we still available, okay, you are back because I see black screen. And if the words went down till 100 or 110, the impression we are giving to the other that we are not intelligent and will be very boring.
Okay.
And also not to keep a monotone voice, but to change our volume up and down for the other person will be more pleasant to listen to us.
Okay, so we entertain with the tone.
Use our diaphragm. There is some exercises for us to use our diaphragm while we are talking, not our throat.
Okay. So basically, we entertain with the tone and with the number of words we are talking within 1 minute.
Tone, number of words, volume, articulation to be very clear.
Okay. According to you, within how many seconds of the minute we will lose or attract the attention of the person listening to us?
It will be from the first minute.
From the first minute, basically.
On us, or will create another person. We'll have about other person will be from the first minute. And it will be later. It will start negative also, he will start to decrease his attention. And we need eight positive signs to remove one negative sign.
Okay.
Or one
excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Let's talk about the importance of our eye and reading the body language. Eye and body language.
When you are mentioning the eye, you mean the eyelid, upper eyelid and lower eyelid, the eyebrows, yes, and the pupil inside. The pupil is not possible to see it when he is naked or in this side.
Okay.
And from the eye, we can know. From the eye, we can know these 7 emotions I talked about. This one and the other one about the eye. Let's say you ask me something that happened with me, and I use my right hand to write.
Okay.
Handed, and if I start looking up to the right, this means that I'm using my constructing imagination. I start to handle the information. I'm not using my memory, my Okay, if I'm looking up to the left, I'm using my memory. Memory is about what happened, the picture. On
The
the right,
visual memory, using the visual memory.
and on the right, I am constructing the memory, constructing the visual or the images. I'm creating.
Wow, very interesting point.
If I'm looking also on the looking straight, and I'm looking straight on the right, I am constructing the sound.
The sound.
And I'm remembering, yes. If on the left, I'm remembering. Straight on the left, I'm remembering what happened. I'm more audio, not visual, as my
Can you
type.
repeat that point, please? It's very important. You take the pen to write. If you look up,
Right-handed.
yeah, please repeat them.
Okay. If I am right-handed, and you ask me a question about something happened with me in the past, if I uh, if I start looking to the right up, I'm using my constructive imagination. Actually, I'm not remembering. I am constructing images and creating images.
Wow.
If I look to the left up, I am remembering the images.
Okay.
Okay. If I look straight, my eyes are straight, but I'm looking like this. I am constructing the voice in my head because it will be on the ear level. And if I'm looking to the left, I'm remembering.
Excellent, excellent, excellent point.
The left down, if I look to the left down, I inner dialogue with myself. I'm not telling you everything. It's an inner dialogue with myself. And if I look on the right down, I am remembering some feelings in my body. It could be pleasant, it could be not pleasant, depends on the situation.
Wow,
And
amazing.
when I all the time I lose eye contact, I'm telling you, and sometimes I avoid eye contact, I look away. It's something I try to escape. I'm looking to the most probably to the door.
Okay. If you didn't do eye contact and you looked otherwise, you're looking at the door.
I'm telling you something, and to some points I look away and start talking in very slow path. You know, I'm looking away. This is the change in my baseline. You have to ask more questions because I'm not telling you everything, or I'm trying to say something or do some falsification.
Wow. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Okay. Body language and online meetings and teaching. Can you give us some tips that are important? Because let me tell you, I'm going to tell you why this was my question, and I'm putting it here for the instructors. I hope we have instructors with us, and I hope we have people. We have so many presentations and sales taking place, and you see people coming online to throw their pitch while they are not there. They are not catching the interest of the viewer. What are the tips that we can give them in terms of the importance of body language? I call it the same, whether we are teaching or selling a product.
It's very important to have the camera on eye level, not to put it down. When we put the camera down or the cell phone down, we look superior to the other person and be empowered. Because the other will look us will from here, actually, and we are here. And not to put it higher, we look like childish. This is the
Okay.
first step. Or to smile. It's better to have a calm background behind us. This what I usually some people say to me. I know why I put my library. I put it here, but with my experience, when I'm delivering sessions, it will be easy for me to build trust with them and this confidence about my knowledge when they see books. For this, I did on purpose.
It fits your goal.
Yeah, this is my goal actually. But if I'm trying to tell something, it's better to have few items behind because the person will focus on of the background more, not will focus on what you are saying. And very, very important is also this distance between me and the camera is your intimate zone. I see some people during meetings, online meetings, they go like this. It's very, it's very bothering
Close
for
to
the
the
other.
camera.
Yeah, they go and show also negative facial expressions like this or like this. Very, very bad. Because of the camera will be more clear than in real life.
Exactly. Exactly. You're absolutely right about that. I hope we have teachers with us or anyone who has some sales and pitch and teaching online. Please remember those points. They're very important. Body
And we have
language.
also it's very important to have a kind environment to do our test before we go online.
Exactly. Body language and physical presentations. You are in front of the crowd and you are presenting. How should you stand? How should you walk? How should you stay? How should you hands? How should you point at things, etc.?
Very, very important point to do that when we are in this situation, when we have to look on the audience more than 90% at the same time to have black curtains on our eyes. This is the
Okay.
first step. A lot of people tell me that when they go to the public presentation, let's say 10%, when they see the facial expression of others, uh, not what they are expecting, let's say they are bored or they are distracting about other people, they feel down and all the presentation will crash. Very important, the first step. What I'm saying more to do equal eye contact with all the persons available and to keep this black curtain and to have the feet open to the shoulder width to be stable when we are standing up, not to cross our hands, not to put our hands in our pockets, to keep always a smile, to use our hands while we are delivering. It will be more pleasant and we'll express ourselves in better, not to be stiff. We can use the Clinton box. Clinton box actually is the box from here to here to move our hands, not to move like this. It will be very exaggerating.
Okay. Anyways, the physical presentation is a whole session that people need to know about because it takes like less than a minute to catch, it takes 10 seconds to catch the attention of the audience or else they're gone. So this is so important. I hope you guys go back to this session because the points you mentioned are truly so important. And the presenter, sometimes I attend many presentations where the presenter really loses all the knowledge he's giving us with his body language, because like he is so agitated or so lazy that in both cases it's not attractive to the audience.
It's an important point you made. Studies shows that if a person has excellent content and poor body language during presentation, it will have very bad impression on the audience. If he has excellent body language and poor content, it will have a good impression.
Exactly. It's a whole thing. That's why I
not to pointing. Yeah, I see some people pointing. You have to go like this. Our hand, not to go like this. Pointing like this. Yes.
open the hand.
Open the hand. Yes. When they are saying something or trying to talk with a person, a specific person, not to do like this. Like this. Yes.
Open the hand. Yes.
Open the hand. Yes.
Okay. Body language and children. How early can we start educate the children? At what age you feel this is a beginning?
Okay. There is an important point actually because the connection is going up and down. For that, I
No, we're hearing you and you're all there.
an important point that we have the habit of the person we spend most of the time with. It will be our parents, our friends, but most to be our parents. For that, we see people, maybe you have in your head the image that they have some relation. Let's say you see your kid from his body language, you know.
Okay.
The possible age I see, and also depends on the motivation of the person, be on from 18 years. Maybe you can
Okay.
start from 15 years, but it depends on the interest and awareness of the child or of the person.
How about our dear teenagers? Anything we can do to motivate them to work on their body language? Actually, I used to work with students, with all age students, but I used to work a lot with middle schoolers and high schoolers, and I used to give them a lot of awareness on their body language and their facial expressions. I wasn't the expert, but because I used to see so many things, flaws that I believe, okay, kids have a package and they need to grow, but good manners are important to them, especially that they're heading towards high school and towards universities. So are there things we can do with the teenage students?
Train them on public speaking. It's the best that we can do. Them from 10 years on public speaking.
Excellent point. Actually, you are right. And I agree with you 100%. You know what I used to tell them, and I used to tell the parents at times, please, tomorrow is suit day. And a child that used to come to school suited with a tie will behave differently. So that's why I agree with you 100%. It is a package and it will change the attitude, and public speaking is so important. 100%.
Yeah, it will be the first step to bring their awareness on their body language. Because body language is a wide subject, not only what we are talking about, there is more advanced. All the signs I'm giving was active ones. There is sometimes we use in corporate world about negotiation, about how to handle the employees. This will be more advanced, and sometimes if we talk about them here, they will look for negative, not positive.
Exactly. Anyways, any communication, you change the equation to your advantage if you know how to present your sentence. And it takes a few words to let to make the person you are talking to revolt or accept the conversation. High school students and university students and body language. Do you recommend going deeper here with a course, working with them, or you feel it's too age? High school, we're saying 17, 18 age.
Yes, for the university students, absolutely, they have to learn about body language because they will use it. They will use it in the first step will be in their presentation in the university while thesis, and after in their in interview to get a job, or if they will go to be an entrepreneur, they will use the presentation. And 90% of our success is based on our communication. 10% only on our technical skills.
Exactly.
No more an option for us to learn. We have to learn the soft skills to work on ourselves.
Is body language a course or a major?
Body language till today, as I know, is not taught in university.
Okay, so it's not a major.
Body language in communication courses till today.
Okay, so it's still a course taken, but not a major.
Not a major. Let's say this person has a not certification, a university certification or bachelor in body language. This is not available on for my information today.
Okay, but probably it's one of the courses, as we say, human rights should be given to the students as a course. I believe as well body language is a course that should be given to all students because it will help them. It will help them in presentation and in everything.
Absolutely.
In every communication. Is body language a language people can acquire to their benefit?
It's for our benefit. When we know language and how to manage our body language to deliver the impression we want for the other, it works for our benefit. But if we are behaving in unconscious way, maybe we're not delivering what we want to deliver. And there is an important point. Based on my experience, the successful people, they do it in unconscious way to manage their expression, to manage their impression and what they want others to look to them in their body language in unconscious way. And there are people who have to learn this.
Okay. Can someone improve their body language through coaching?
Sure. I work with tons of people and I help them a lot. We start by taking a first video for them, and after 10 hours through practice, they will see the big difference, the big shift between the beginning and after 10 hours.
Okay. So, and I've been working with few people. I've been working with people. As you know, this session is part of the series In a Corporate World, Are You Corporate Material? And I've been working with few people. I've been escorting them like for a week, seeing their work, their world, how they react, how they communicate, how they take notes, how they keep track of things, how they develop themselves. It was under business development. When it comes to your field, body language, how long do you feel that you need to spend time with a person for them to start seeing the change?
Look, there are people after 10 hours, they did a big shift because already they have an experience in the corporate world and with communication dealing with persons. There are people who need more time on this, but more time will be also, let's say, instead of 10 hours, at least 20 hours. But they have also to practice what I recommend them to do. Body language is an external inside approach. To use the body, let's say, with confidence, to have straight back, to have open shoulders. We are giving signs to our unconscious mind that we are confident. But there is something inside. Also, they have to work on it to change these beliefs they have. This can be done by some type of self-hypnosis guided meditation.
Okay, I tagged you already. And we're going to tag you again with this session and all the posts before. People can contact you if they would like to take sessions with you and etc. to develop themselves, whether on a personal level or corporate level, correct?
Yes, sure.
Okay. I have a question. I have two questions for you. One is I would like you to give us some tips for people to use, and then I'll ask you my last question.
To keep always a smile, eye contact, to have the positive mindset inside because it will be reflected in their body language. If they are looking for a hack to improve their body language in fast way, is to change their mindset.
Excellent.
Themselves that they are confident, they are happy to remember this moment and to keep them always. It will be reflected immediately in their body language.
Excellent point, Musa. Actually, specifically yesterday, I was talking about how to motivate ourselves when we are down because we reflected on other people. So what you said is truly important. And now I have a last question for you. What incident in your life got you to develop, to head towards developing and motivating people toward their success? What incident in your life shifted you towards that direction?
Actually, I worked on myself for 15 years to improve and to be to some level have this internal satisfaction. And now for me to go higher, also I have to help others.
Wow.
If you want to master any subject, you have to teach it. It's no more about knowledge, no more about information, it's more to help others.
You are a true leader. Exactly so. Exactly so, Musa, because I was telling everyone the other day, a true leader growing alone will not grow. So basically, for you to grow, you have to share what you have and learn more and more through experience. Any other advice to our crowd before I wrap up? We have a huge crowd tonight. I thank you all for joining. You can go ahead and watch the session later. Musa, any word you have before I wrap up?
Thank you for this interview. Thank you for the people who watched us. Anything they are looking to improve in their body language, any questions they have, they can contact me on Instagram, and it will be my pleasure to assist them.
I want to thank you on my behalf and behalf of all the audience for your generous spirit and information, for giving us from your time. I know you were very busy. Thank you so much, everyone. I am the author of Let's Grow Corporate Style. Follow my Instagram to get notified when the live stream starts daily with our tips. More guests will be following us. I cannot promise you we're going to have another Musa, but I'm going to promise you more topics we're going to cover. And last, before I leave, let me ask you the question I ask you every day. In a corporate world, are you corporate material? Well, only you will define the person you aspire to be in a corporate world, and only you will decide on your corporate identity. I thank you, everyone, for joining. Musa, thank you so much for your time, and I'm sure we'll meet again.
Okay. Thank you, Badiaa.
Bye. Stay safe and stay warm, everyone. Bye-bye.